Hey guys, Aaron here. I decided to make a little video for you about stropping. I made a video a while back about stropping where I demonstrated a technique and kind of talked about the benefits behind it. And I have learned a little bit since then, so I figured I would just kind of do an update. First things first, I want to recommend these strops. They're made by Stropman. Stropman.com. This is a nice four-sided block with four different strops, and he's used a wood burner to put the numbers in here, and the numbers correspond to the different grits of compound that come with it. So it comes with four. You have black, which is the coarsest, white, which is a medium, green, which is a fine, and red, which is, I guess this is jeweler's rouge, and that's the finest. And you can see you have 1 through 4, so you can kind of progress around the strop that way. But today I'm going to be stropping my Graham spear point. What I like about using something like this versus taking this knife and putting it on the wicked edge is that stropping gives you a way to polish your secondary bevel on your knife without having to take something like a diamond stone to it and actually remove steel. The more you do this, the more steel you're removing from your knife, and that is perfectly fine if that's what your knife needs, but it is less desirable over time. So the way that I had originally talked to you guys about stropping before, and this was just kind of what was modeled to me at the time when I was learning, is that you would lay your knife down on the strop block and then angle the blade up until you felt it bite into the leather, and then that was the angle that you wanted to strop with. I no longer think that's how you should do it. The way that I strop is I strop at a very low angle, laying the blade flat against the strop and lifting the back just a hair, and then stropping along the bevel like that. I don't know if you guys can see, but I'm laying the blade on it like so, lifting it just a touch, and stropping along like that. And what that's doing is that's hitting just the very edge, very final edge of the knife, and it's going to provide you with a very, this is hard to do for the camera, a very sharp final edge on these. And as you do this, and if you spend some time doing this, consistently working both sides, you'll begin to polish it. You'll begin to sort of work into that mirror finished edge that a lot of people try and achieve with their wicked edge. You can do it by freehand, and this would be the way to accomplish it. So, and you can feel the difference. I have had a couple of knives where I get them, and I can tell that they're sharp, and almost cut myself. I can tell that they're sharp and that they have an edge there, but they don't have kind of that sticky, kind of bitey feel to it until I have stropped it. Once I strop it, they begin, like, there's a noticeable difference before and after. So that is my recommendation. And I don't alternate each stroke. I usually do like 3 or 4 per side. Going back and forth. And you can see the steel being removed here. This is a white compound, and it starts to turn a little gray as you work across it. And depending on how dull your knife is and how polished you want the edge to become, that will kind of dictate how long you spend per grit. If you were starting with a sharp knife and you were just wanting to maintain that edge, I strop it once a week or so after, light to moderate everyday carry use. You probably don't need to do too much of this, but if you're starting with a production knife edge and you're wanting to get it even sharper than it is before, you might spend a little more time per grit just to get that final sharpness to it. This knife was sharp when I started, so I'm not going to spend a whole bunch of time doing this. So, if you're wanting to maintain that level of sharpness, this is an excellent way to do it. The way that I had originally instructed you guys, or kind of showed you guys as part of my learning process as well, will maintain your edge and will take an edge from sharp to really sharp. However, I just find that this is a little bit more effective of a technique to do that. So I hope this helps you out. Check out Stropman. They make a bunch of them in varying sizes and costs, and let me know what you think. I'm looking forward to your comments. Aaron out of here.